What's up guys, it's Casey from Internet Money back with another tutorial for you guys. Today I'm going to be talking about a mixing technique called gain staging. Gain staging can improve your mixes a ton. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. Not a lot of people do this because they don't understand how it works. So I'm going to break it all down for you. I got a beat open here that I finished and I'm going to mix this beat from scratch using gain staging so you can see exactly what to do, and this is kind of an example to go off of. So I've got everything routed to the mixer, and all the volume and panning and everything is reset back to default. All the faders are reset back to default. There's nothing on any of these channels. There's nothing on the master. It's all clean slate. So I'm gonna go through and show you how to gain stage your mix. So let me explain basically how it works. So in a DAW, you have in FL Studio, for example, you have a sampler channel and it has a sample loaded into it. In this case, it's like a clap. Okay, but the source of this sound in the DAW is coming from this window right here. Okay, so basically what's happening is you have this clap, it has volume here, it has all these controls. By the way, this knob is the same as this knob. So if I turn this, you'll see up here it'll move. It's the same thing, okay? Same with the pan over here, same thing. So this is the source of the signal. However loud I have it set here is what it's gonna start at. Then I have it routed to a mixer channel, okay? It's going into here. That's the signal on touch, is going to the mixer. So gain staging is basically we want to adjust the volume of the sample from the source, which would be this knob right here, and adjust the gain so that it's a clean signal coming into the mixer. When you do it where you leave all these blank and everything's coming in really loud and hot into the mixer, and then you adjust it using these faders, it's not the best way to do it. It's not the optimal way to mix. Basically everything's really hot, all the levels are really hot, everything's coming in hot, and then it's just a bad signal chain. So if you mix everything from here, you're giving yourself headroom, and then everything's coming through optimally into the mixer at the best possible, healthiest level and quality that it can. That's the best way I can explain it. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take all these knobs and we're gonna adjust the volume and basically bring everything down to give ourselves headroom, so then when we move on to the next stage of mixing, everything's at a good level. So let me put on my headphones so I can hear what's going on here, and I'm basically gonna go through each track and adjust it so that it peaks at a certain place. Okay, so let's start with some of these instruments. Okay, so I'm gonna watch basically where it hits right here. It's coming through really loud right now. So I'm gonna turn down this knob right here. And I want it to hit at 12, which is, this is negative 12 dB. Okay? I want it to hit at or under 12. I want to keep everything under 12. Okay? So now I'm going to move on to the next one. Let's do the same thing. Go on to the next thing. Make sure I select the hook so we got all the sounds playing. And see, it's still kind of going over, so I want to keep turning it down until the absolute peak of the sound doesn't go over 12 dB. So about right there. I think there is one more instrument track. Okay, now let's move on to the drum elements. So start with this clap. Put that at 12. Move on to the hi-hat. Kick. This rim shot right here. And then finally this 808. Or it's actually a sub bass. Just want to make sure it doesn't go above 12. All right, then here's the 808 right here. So let's get to, does the 808 in the verse. Okay, perfect. So now everything's adjusted. There's one last thing. There's a little drop right here where I bounce it out. Make sure that's not going to be too loud as well. Turn down just a little more. Okay, cool. So now everything's leveled. We've basically done the gain staging right there. So now to continue on with our mix, we got a clean signal. This is what it sounds like all together. And let's look at the master fader. Now remember, nothing's mixed relative to each other. So everything's the same level basically. So it's not done yet. So, you know, it's hitting right around here. We got headroom. It's not clipping. Okay, now we're going to go through with the faders and mix everything. So all the signals are coming in really clean. They're not too loud. Everything's leveled out and good. Everything's at unity as far as the faders. So that's how you want to start. And now we're going to listen to the whole track with context, and we're going to mix the relative levels, which is the next step. So I'm going to start with the kick. And one thing I forgot to mention is I'm going to turn up the master fader. I know this seems counterproductive, but this is going to guarantee that we get headroom in the end. It's going to put our kick at -6. Okay, now I'm going to add the sub bass. At the next instrument. I'm just setting the levels of everything. Okay, so now that we mixed everything to the levels I wanted at, we're gonna reset the master fader back down to unity. And what that's just done is basically given us that much headroom. Everything was mixed as if the master fader was where it was normally at, but then when we are able to turn it back down, we're instantly getting that headroom back. Matter of fact, I forgot to do the 808. One sec. So now everything's leveled, everything's gain staged. Now the next step is to add a limiter to the master to turn the volume up. So now that we have so much headroom, we can crank the volume without giving that weird effect where when the kick hits, everything flattens out. Like it'll sound really dynamic still because we gave it all that headroom. So we're gonna open Ozone 5. Where is it? Right here. Okay, and I'm just going to open a maximizer. So now you can hear the difference. So now everything is mixed properly. It sounds clean when the limiter is turned up, the volume's loud, and everything's dynamic still. So that's the proper way to gain stage and then mix the rest of your track. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. Leave a comment below of some other ideas on videos you want to see me do. That being said, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Check me out on Twitch, which you can see down below. And yeah, let's get